I watched a video this morning, as I've watched a number of times, of folk singing, and it's excellent and it's wonderful that people are prepared to put the effort into preparing these songs, but there were no words. And I thought perhaps it might be worth just looking at how easy it is to add words to videos such as we've watched. So I'm going to show you how I would do that. Obviously you need to decide whether you feel it's something you can do or not, and certainly you shouldn't feel pressured into feeling obliged to do it, but it may well be something that you feel enhances what you do with very little extra effort. There are a number of ways of doing it, so I will create several videos which will show you different options that I'm aware of where you can add these words. It doesn't have to be perfect. It enables worship in particular, because we can all share, we can sing along even if you can't hear us. Maybe even better, because you can't hear us, but that's another story. So here we go. So I'll take as my first example creating a movie with the words of songs like Subtitles in Imovie on Apple. So this is a freely available tool, and so this is a method that's very easily available to everyone. Now, before I start, I want to make sure that the iMovie setup is correct, and I've actually got rid of all libraries that exist at the moment, but I want to make one specifically for this song. So I go to the My Movie menus, which you can't see, I'm afraid, but I go to File and Open Library. And there's an option in Open Library for New. So I will create a new library. And I'm going to create the new library somewhere suitable for me. You can see here that it's in the folder there. I'm actually put some source files. So I'm saved that, and you can see that it's created a new library and a new event. This date is actually an event. So everything that we do is going to go into that event. Now I have also extracted just the song from the full file of a service. So this is a song of Nadej singing and Daniel playing, a song that she sang for one of the remote services. So I'm going to load that file in. So here it is. I'm going to actually drop it down here on the desk, and I don't know, you might actually remember them singing it, them playing it and singing it. So this is the file that I'm going to start with. This has, they sang but with no words, and I'm going to add the words. So I found the words on the internet, matched them to what Nadej was singing, and just so that you know, I'll show you them here. Nothing exciting is happening. This is just a Word document, but it shows you the words, and I'm going to transfer those words onto the video that was already created, so that it will provide a video with the song, with the words. So back to the video. First of all, I want to make that video a little bit bigger. I'm going to expand that. So that's the Command key and plus. So Command and plus. I think. Maybe it's not. So let's just increase the size. Maybe I needed to select it. Command and plus. There we go. That's a little bit bigger. I'm going to need even more. Command and plus again, so that I can see a fair amount. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to add titles. So if I click on along the top here, you have the various things that you can do within iMovies, and one of them is you can create titles of various sorts. Now these really have been designed to be kind of titles that start your video, so they're not absolutely ideal, but I found that this one called Lower actually works okay. But we're not there yet, so let's go back to the video. Let's choose a point here. I'm going to start playing it, and I want to find a point where the music starts. Okay, so Daniel is actually doing an introduction. He nods to Nadej, and Nadej starts singing. So we're going to stop it at the point where she's just about to start singing. There. And I'm going to mark it. So make sure that the thing is activated, and it's M to mark it. So there, I've marked it. Now what I will do is at the end of each line on the song, and I can actually see the song, you can't, but I can see the words to the song. At each line I'm going to click another marker. So we'll carry on. Now I've stopped it slightly before she's finished singing that first line, and that's not a problem because all the words have been sung, so it's not a bad idea to have the next line slightly early. So I'm going to mark that again. Let's play again. And again I mark it. Make sure you don't spin over into the next verse. I mark it. And now she's going to repeat that verse. Now I would continue through the whole song, marking each line. For now, rather than bore you, I'll stop there. I have in fact already created a copy where I've done this. So at the end I will show you the finished product. But take my word, we would carry on for each one. I now in fact can bring down this title that we identified. So I'll bring one of these titles down, activate it, drag it down, and I drop it so that it automatically drops onto that first mark. I will now actually copy the words from the other document. Again, you can't see this, but it's easy enough. Just copy it any way you normally would. Click on here and I'll paste the words in. Now it looks as if they've disappeared, but this is because the size of the words for some reason automatically go to something very small. So I'm going to increase this. I did a little bit of trial and error and I found that 80 was about right. You can just see that the words are there, but for some reason again it's changed it from the settings it did have. So I found that to click on reset would actually make them available. It's a bit bizarre, but this is free software, so you can't expect it to be perfect. So I've created the words, I've copied the words in, I've made sure they're visible. That's enough for now. Now we've got some changes to do, but I found it was better to carry on and then come back to it. So we'll copy down another version of the same thing, drop it on the next marker, copy the next line, which again I can see you can't, put that in here, and again change the size of the text to something suitable and reset. And I do that for each of the lines as they're used. I can do that quite quickly. Once you get into a pattern, it's fairly straightforward. It's fiddly, and probably more fiddly than it ought to be, but as I said, it's new software, it's free software, so I'm not going to complain. So only a couple more. There is a reason why I've started the repeat, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So these are the first 4 lines, and they're each one different. Now, because it's repeating, what I've done with the last one, which is a repeat of the first one, is I'll go back here, copy. If you click 3 times, oh no, it's twice, I'll copy that from there, and I can put that in here on this last one. And the reason for doing that is because I don't have to fiddle around with the size of text. Okay, so I then go back to begin them all. So I do that for all of them all the way along, so there's a lot more to do than I've done. So it is fiddly. I now go back and I will simply make sure that these are centered. Notice you've got the positioning of the words here, and actually it seems to have put them on the right hand side. So I'm going to put it in the middle, and I also make sure that this setting here is set so that it goes right up to the next mark, so that for the whole of her singing that line, the words for the line will be visible. We'll do the same with the next one. So again, I'll set that to center. Sometimes I found you have to kind of click a couple of times to get it to activate. And do this for each one. Not difficult. Fiddly, not difficult. And there we are. And of course I would continue, as I said, I would continue with all the others. So if I position the music, the start just before that, watch what happens. That looks as if it's on the left rather than in the middle, so I need to go back and sort it. That's okay. Notice, in fact, one of the words that I've got is different. So, in fact, the words I've downloaded are not quite the same. They're almost the same. And this one seems not to have centered. So if I click on here again and go back here, I'll center it properly. So that should now work. Okay. And that's it. Sadly, I can't fade words in and out. It would have been nice to have a slight fade between each one so they're not too abrupt. That isn't available on this free software. So it's done, and it's as simple as that. It's not complicated. The last thing is, of course, once I've created this revised version of the video, I need to save it. In Imovies, you do that by sharing it. So you click on the share and then file. I don't need to do anything here, so it's next. Choose the location. It's actually going to the place where I've been working. Give it a name, so I will call it Final Song. Okay, and then save it. Notice you get this little circle up here, which will start filling in with white in just a moment, and that shows you the progress of the file. There we go. So it's starting to save it to the folder that I've chosen. When it's finished, it will go all the way around and fill that circle with white, and then it will disappear. It hasn't quite finished. Give it a few more seconds and you will finally be notified. A pop-up prompt will tell you that it was successfully saved or successfully shared, something like that. So that's the process. And I will show you the final finished product. I'm going to create an alternative video to this where I will do the same thing but in Windows using Imovie, which presumably will be much the same process as using Imovie on Apple. So I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to seeing your songs with subtitles.
Bonjour Loudun. Bonjour mes frères et mes sœurs de toi. Bonjour à tous.
Et bonjour Daniel.
Bonjour Nadège.
Nous allons introduire ce culte en chantant Bénissez le Seigneur, parce que vraiment il mérite d'être béni notre Seigneur.